don't know if y'all were able to sleep okay with the storm beating down the house, or we survived. We're here, right? So yeah, let's talk about developing high performance teams. I love this particular training because it actually goes into the different phases of development with your team, and you'll be able to decipher, okay, where is my team at? Where is their maturity level? What's happening right now? Well, we were here. How do we get back here to this space? So you'll be equipped with that knowledge and learn how to move your team through those phases. But I want you to ask yourself, your team now, or maybe the team that you're on, are they motivated? Do they solve conflict well? How do they navigate through change? Those are all good questions to ask and just think about as we get into developing high performance teams. All right, so we're going to be going over the different types of teams, and then we're also going to address team norms. Team norms. I enjoy talking about team norms because it's kind of like when you go to different homes, right? You might visit a relative's home or a friend's house, and everyone does things a little bit differently, right? So your team may have some norms, but other teams may have different norms. Okay, so you want to find out what are the norms in your team, if you like them or not, if they need to change, if they need to be kind of adjusted a bit. Then we're going to go into the 5 stages of team development. That topic alone, there are literal books after books written on the 5 stages. Okay, so we're just going to get a little drop here, a little drop there. So at least you'll have a foundation of the stages of team development. Then we're going to go into important factors in team development. And last but not least, we're going to finish with shared leadership. Okay, the pros and the cons of shared leadership. Because that's a real thing, right? It's good to share leadership, and sometimes it's like, oh, why did I do that? I knew I shouldn't have asked them to do that. Okay, so let's dive in. So we have a definition here of what a team is, okay? A definition of what a team is. You can write this down. This actually is not on your quick reference guide. If you want to write it down, you can. You don't have to, okay? But it's a group of people who come together under shared leadership, mutual responsibility, and conscious authority to achieve agreed upon goals in a mutually effective fashion. Wow, that's a mouthful, right? So, I'm curious to know, what is your definition of a team? What is your definition of a team? Does anyone want to share? There's no wrong answers, by the way. Don't make me pick you because I will. Who would like to share? I'm gonna give it to you. I feel like you have something to say. You can say your name.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Kelly, and I work in CPHI. I would have to say, like, a group of people who can come together, whether it's like long term or whether it's just like short term. Intervals with like shared interests, shared goals to work, towards a mutual outcome.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
Okay. Thank you. Give it up for her. Thank you. Thank you so much. The brave one. All right. Anyone else? Anyone else want to share what a team is? All right. Thank you. Yes, for the camera.
Good morning. My name is Trina Stearns. My definition of a team is people who have an allegiance and who are
That's okay. Thank you. Anyone else? All right, awesome. Those were great definitions to get us started. Okay, and I love the use of shared and mutual, right? Shared and mutual. Those are very strong words, and basically being in unity, right, together. So if one person is kind of doing their own thing, it can make the team a little lopsided, right? And let's be real, it can stress everybody out. One person can stress everybody out. One person can deter the whole plan, the whole team, the whole project. Anybody ever had those experiences in or outside of it? Look, I saw a high hand in the back. Ooh. Yes, we all have. Okay, so this is going to be on your quick reference guide. These are different types of teams. Of course, this is not all the teams in the world, okay? These are just a few. So take a moment to read your quick reference guide under types of teams. You have the traditional model, the self-directed work team, task force model, and virtual or cyber team. You may see a little bit of sprinkles in each one regarding the team that you have or that you work on. Okay, so I want you to just underline a couple of lines that you feel are accurate with the team you currently manage or are a part of. So take maybe 3 minutes to read through, and then we'll have a brief discussion. Okay, so I saw you all reading, underlining a bit, identifying maybe some things that stood out to you on your quick reference guide. I'm interested to know what were some areas that you found some similarities with the team that you're a part of or the team that you managed. So who would like to share first? Nice. Here and then there. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Naomi Tucker with the Office of Infectious Disease Investigation. For me, it was a mix of a lot in there, but it boiled down to having a traditional leader, so someone who knows the parameters and whatnot of, I'll say, the corporate environment. I mean, here, of course, the public health environment. But the team is empowered to make decisions on how the work gets done. So the leader providing the goal and the tools to get the job done, and then the team does the work in a self-directed manner.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much for coming here next.
Austin with the environmental division. We work a lot in grants and things that might be coming into environmental, and so we're fairly self-directed a lot of times in more autonomous division, depending on what program you're on. But we also can come together when there's something we're going to achieve to help out with the rest of the team.
All right. Awesome, thank you. Anyone else? Anyone else? All right. Have you ever been a part of a team where, they're not the team you work with every day, right? But you just have to come together really quick to do something very important. And maybe you may not even know them that well, and you're thrown in to this thing. That can be difficult as well, right? When you're just thrown into being a team, okay? And also, changes can happen and problems can arise with that as well. That can be, the task force model, and also a mixture of the self-directed team as well. I know in college, anybody had to be on teams in college, writing those papers, and you always needed to choose a team leader. Most people didn't want to be the team leader, right? And I could not stand when I was delegated the team leader. I never asked to be the team leader. I didn't want to be the team leader. Ever. And it was tough. You know, it was tough when you have to come together and delegate things to people that you barely know. You don't know how their work ethic is going to be. You don't know if you can trust them. And your whole grade is depending on, okay, are they going to do their part, right? And if they don't, we have to pick up the slack. All right, so next we're going to have a little bit of fun. A little bit of fun. I know we are a little bit serious right now, but in this particular activity we're going to do next, you're going to create your own type of team, because no, you know, what is it? One shoe doesn't fit all sizes. Y'all know what I'm trying to say, okay? You know, so think about and have fun with creating your own team. So what do I mean? I mean, maybe there's a mission statement that you want to have for your team. Maybe your team absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, has to have emotional intelligence. Maybe emotional intelligence isn't a huge thing for you. Maybe they need to be very good with time management and structure, okay, depending on what kind of work you do. You can even think of a cool name for your team. I've had people, you know, call their team the Fantastic Four, you know, the Mighty Five, whatever that means, all right? You know, the cartwheels. So make it fun, make it light. You are going to be working in groups, and I would like for each person to contribute at least one sentence to the summary of your team. Okay, come up with a name. Maybe, you know, humor is important for you. Okay, maybe that might be something that you want to be a part of your team. Like, okay, let's be a little lighthearted. Things are tough around here. Things are changing. We need some joy on our team. Okay, so we just completed the activity for creating our own team. And I'm interested to hear from each table the aspects of your team. You may even have a mission statement or a purpose statement. I heard some really cool names for your team, so I'm excited to hear. And others that are listening while the teams are presenting, have your pen ready, because you might want to write some stuff down. You might hear it and say, ooh, yeah, that's what I want for my team too. Okay, so I'll just start here on this side first. Yes, hype up, Jenny. Yeah.
Our team is called the Favorable Five. And things that we want in our team, like qualities that we like to have are curious, diverse, self-reflective, strong commitment, a team of supporters, creative, non-judgmental, respectful, humor has to be part of the team, fearless, open communication, vulnerable, good time management, leadership skills, strong leaders, a shared passion, goals, and values, a commitment to quality improvement, and then our mission, is that what you said, it was like mission statement?
If you wanted to, yeah. Yeah, give it all.
To serve clients to the best of our ability and meet them where they are.
All right. Good. You can pass it to this one. Yes.
All right. Our team name was the Triumphant Trifecta. Our vision statement was our team creates a fun environment while anticipating needs and executing tasks. Some of the things we wanted in this team, or we need: responsibility, competency, humor, honesty, shared vision, autonomy with communication, and positive attitude. That's some of the things we don't want to see, or no pettiness or passive-aggressive attitudes, micromanaging or unrealistic expectations.
Okay, yes. Thank you.
the ultimate fulfillment of our biology compared to social animals. That like ultimately a team is that ultimate fulfillment of the thing that we all seek of companionship and understanding. And it is why we have cities and society and culture. But to that end, I think that we talked about, like, of course, we want team members that have time management and emotional intelligence, and, but we also talked about having a diverse team, a team that's dynamic and multifaceted, and again, not to be too pretentious, but there's that multiple of, for our multitudes, and having a team that each individual is made of multitudes. So that's so far.
All right, thank you. Yeah. That's
We bounced around on our team quite a bit. We shortened it to just the comments.
Oh,
Our
nice.
group, we follow the traditional model. We have the leader who also shares some responsibility and authority. We do have a hybrid model, so virtual. And then our team values time management, passion for the goals, and self-care and camaraderie. And we also consist of people with different skills, strengths, and talents.
All right, thank you. Wow.
Okay, so we did not come up with a team name. So by default, we're the team yet to be named. And we decided that that would be one of the first tasks we would ask our team to do. Because it's a low-hanging fruit win that our teams come together. They would figure out how they communicate with each other. We could observe them coming up with this name and see who's the natural leaders, who normally sits back, who has that silent, and then all of a sudden has the most amazing idea ever. So really get to know our team well. So that was our way of delegating something we didn't get around to doing. And then the things on our team that we want is we want feedback to be the norm, so it's not scary, it's constant. And part of that is making sure the team understands that they are committed to fail. They are committed to get it wrong. And out of that is going to come creative flexibility. They're going to see, like, hey, we bumped into this, so now how do we not bump into that? And then another great attribute is social cohesion with problem-solving skills. We just really, I just love that phrase that was shared. And really, I love curious, so I added that. And I don't know, we just really were letting the team kind of gel, and these were the attributes that we felt a healthy team needed to be functional, either as a one-time come together or as an actual long-term work team.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. I love what I'm hearing so far. We just have, I think, maybe 4 more teams, because I think there was a smaller team over there. I'm excited to hear more, so please share. All right.
Okay, so I wrote down emotional intelligence.
All right.
That we came up with self-directed and autonomy, so allowing people to make own decisions as needed. Self-motivation, so not just getting by with what we need to do, but going above and beyond. Having a commitment to each other, camaraderie, the backstabbing, or just working together to help each other out. And then clear direction and strategic.
Yes, I love that. All right, we'll go here next. Yes. Yes. Okay.
Okay, so our team name is Wiggy Gladiators. And our mission
Say that again.
Wiggy Gladiators.
All right. Yeah.
Our mission or purpose is protecting health and improving lives.
Period.
And we came together and collaborated on describing what our team, what type of team we would like, but also understanding that everyone doesn't have to be everything that we listed, but collectively we would like to
Yes, thank you.
Hello there. Our team name is Get It Done. And we are a combination of a task force model and a self-directed work team. And our mission was to turn ideas into action, challenges into opportunities, and goals into results.
All right, yes. All right. All right, did everyone have a chance to share? Okay, what key phrases or buzzwords did you all hear that you latched on to? Emotional intelligence. Okay, all right. I heard, I think, kind of like a feedback culture. Yeah, where it's okay, it's good to have feedback. I think too, what's important for me is accountability, right? Having accountability, not being afraid to say, "Oh, I messed up," right? I think that's important as well. Okay, and being independently directed. Nobody wants to be micromanaged or have to micromanage. At least I don't, right? I think some people might like maybe to micromanage, but I don't know. I don't think any of you do. So I know some of you you worked ahead a bit and you went on to the team norms. But I want to talk about this a bit and have you complete this before we go on our break. So I mentioned this a little bit earlier in the beginning when we visit different homes, right, of our friends and our family. Each home has a different culture, right? Just like each team has a different culture. So cultures on some team, it could be okay to kind of, come to meetings 5 minutes late, 10 minutes late. It could even be okay when the meeting starts. We're chit-chatting about personal things, maybe the first, 10, 15 minutes. It could also be a norm that, hey, Sally always submits her spreadsheet 3 days earlier before it's due. So we're going to submit ours, 3 and, 2 days earlier before it's due because that is a culture. They want to do things quicker. They want to be very efficient. Okay, so when you're thinking about the norms for your team, think about what is it that I want and what is it that I don't want. Think about your team now. Think about some of the culture, some of the habits that are going on now that you really like and you're really proud of. And think about those other things where it's like, every payday Friday, half the team is gone. Okay? Every payday Thursday, half the team is gone, right? Is that a culture thing? All right? Maybe, whatever it might be for you. Okay, maybe people come to work and they really pour out all their personal problems all the time. Okay, creating a different type of atmosphere. Okay, so maybe you like that for your team, and maybe you want to set aside time for them to have one-on-ones or recommend employee assistance program. Okay, so think about what you want and what you don't want. And as you're writing what you do want, think about, do I have those aspects? A lot of us wrote these awesome teams down, and we also have to look in the mirror and say, am I walking in that? Am I exhibiting that? Am I explaining all these things that I put down that I want for my super team? Okay, that's also having accountability, right? And being transparent and self-aware. So take about 5 minutes, finish that up now that you have instruction for it. Okay, write it on down, and then we'll have a break. Hope you all had a great break. Feel a little more refreshed. Breaks are important. I hope you all work that into your days. Don't be one of those people that take breaks at their desk, that eat lunch at their desk. You got to get out, walk around, stand up, eat a snack or two, or three. No. What did she say? Spin the block? Spin the block, yes. All right, so let's go ahead and continue. We are getting to the meat of our training here. We're going to dip into the 5 stages of team development. And this is also on your quick reference guide. Okay, a brief definition for each phase is on your quick reference guide. So the first stage is the forming stage. Okay, the forming stage. Next, you have the storming stage. And yes, what you think that means, it does mean that. Okay? 3, we have norming. And 4, we have performing. 5, adjourning. Now, 5 may or may not apply all the time. Right? That may apply to a team that you're a part of for a temporary time frame to do a project, and then at the end, you go your separate ways, right? So take the time out to read each of these, okay? Take the time out to read each of these, and then decide where you believe your team is at, or the team that you're on. Where is that team at? Now again, one person can change the dynamics and the stage of a team. 2 people can change the dynamics and the stage, developmental stage of a team. So I'll give you about 3 minutes to read through, maybe make some underline, some notes of anything you see that stands out to you. All right. So, how many of you believe your team is in the norming phase? That's 3, norming. High, hands high. Okay, I see some combos. 2 and 3, you feel? Okay, 2 and 3. All right. How many feel like you're 1 or 2? Forming? No, no forming. Storming? No storming? Oh, okay. Don't be shy if you're in a storm. You know, we got to go through the storm, as they say. You know, okay. All right. What about performing? That's great. Yes, I love that. Beautiful. Okay, so those of you who are in the performing, perhaps find someone who's in the 2 or the 3. No one really said they were in the forming phase, but maybe someone that's in the storming, norming can be helped by someone that is in the performing. Because if you're performing, I'm sure there was a time when you were in some storming. Yes? Right? Maybe you were in the forming phase where your team is kind of coming together, and then there's some clashes, there's some pushing and pulling. That's normal. Okay, so again, performing folks, raise your hand high. Okay, awesome. So if you are in stages 1 through 3, make your way to the performing people. You have a question? Yes.
We are almost there, but I think that we are still norming because my team definitely went through a storming phase, and I'm so happy you were delivered.
Say that again, I'm sorry. All right.
Is it possible for your team to be norming and performing? I feel like my team is coming on the tail end of norming, and we are moving strongly to performing, and we are not there. I said that my team actually was storming, and we have
Absolutely.
To kind of work this out.
Yeah. Yes. So yes, it's very possible to be in between these stages. It's not going to be clear cut and dry. Usually it is a blend. There's a transition before you make your way from forming to storming, right? From storming to norming. There's a blend. And then you may also be, you might feel like your team is in the performing, but you might have one person that just want to stay in that storm, right? While everyone else is performing.
Is there a stage where your team is solid? Because I don't see it on here. Like, is there a stage between the performing and the adjourning when your team is solid? Everybody's operating at, you know, at the highest level. Everybody's getting along collaboratively, respectfully, all that stuff. Because I don't see that on there. So I can only speak for our team.
Yeah.
For the Linda Anti-Violence team, I think that we're in a really, really good spot. And we really don't meet any of these because we're past all of these stages. So is there a space in between or even after? Heaven. Okay, heaven. God said we in heaven.
Yes. So actually, I would say that you would be in the performing and adjourning stages. The thing is that no team is perfect. You know, even though you're operating at 5 stars, there's going to be some things that come up from time to time. Just like no family is perfect, no friendship is perfect. Somebody's going to do something to irritate another person, or you may have to address, oh, I'm seeing this, you know, let me bring this up in the one-on-one, because there's not a perfect team. And then sometimes when we think we have a perfect team, oh, so-and-so put their 2-week notice in, and then, you know, people move on. Yeah, so hopefully that answers your question, but that's great. That's wonderful. So let's team up. Again, let's talk. Those of you who need, so our next question here, I'm gonna borrow this, is basically, excuse me, you're going to choose one stage to discuss and take notes of what you can do as a leader to move your team through it, which is why I would like for those who are in 1 through 3 to pair up with those who are in the performing and or adjourning. Okay, so you can collaborate, you can talk, because usually those that are in the performing now and the adjourning, you've been through. Okay, as our friend was saying, they were delivered. She probably had to be through some fire and some, you know, some attacks. She survived the battle. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that now. All right, let's go ahead and do that now. So again, raise your hand if you are in the performing adjourning. Raise your hand high. All right, so we should see some standing, some shifting, some moving. And then write down what you come up with. All right. Sounds like there were some good gems of wisdom being shared. Oh, Trina got the gems of wisdom. Okay. Okay, good. I'd like to hear from at least 2 people of something that you heard that was impactful with where your team is at, or with how you can help another leader move through. I know one thing that I'll say is during the Art of Feedback, we also talked about creating a culture of feedback, but really kind of pouring into our staff once a week, you know, however possible, right? And just walking by, you know what, that report you did was phenomenal. The data was accurate, you know, your highlights, the font you chose was perfect. I heard you on that call the other day. I know it was difficult. I know that person really escalated the situation, but you were so patient. And at the end of the call, they were satisfied, they were thanking you. I appreciate everything you're doing. And I know it's hard, but just know I see you, I'm with you, right? I have your back. Because we can't, wave a magic wand and change the world, right? But us impacting one plants seeds. So I know a lot of teams really need that right now, especially here at CPH. Really need that positivity, really need to be poured into, really need that encouragement because we are human. Things affect us. If it's not with the federal government, it's at home. If it's not at home, it's maybe, another family member that's affecting us. And it can affect our work ethic. It can affect our focus and it can drain us. So, and sometimes when we're pouring out to others, we do feel more energized. We feel better. We smile. And showing our team, hey, this is how we encourage each other, right? It's not all on me as a leader. We're setting an example. And it also talks about, you can call it what you want, but basically a feedback Friday party where you're taking out, 20, 30 minutes to each team member writes down something positive. They see that another team member has done, what it was, and the impact that it made. And that does wonders. That shifts things. And it starts to make people also more comfortable with one another. And they start realizing things about themselves that they never even noticed. They never even knew. So I would say, that may be something you want to incorporate. And you can make it your own and put your own style and your own flair on it as well. We also get to know our team by doing what a lot of people don't want to do. Having one-on-ones, talk. That's first thing. You have to talk. You have to have regular one-on-ones. You got to. I know you don't want to. I know deep down inside you're rolling your eyes, right? Maybe dreading a little bit. I don't want to talk to this person. I don't want to do a one-on-one. But stay consistent. We all have to do things that are part of our job that, if we can make it go away, we would. Okay. All right. So next, we are going to check out the important factors in team development. That is also on your quick reference guide. And after you read through, you have your commitment, your trust, your purpose, your communication, involvement, and process orientation. After you read through these, definitely highlight, underline where you feel like your team needs to improve and or areas you feel your team is strong. You're just going to write it down on the very bottom of the page there. Okay, once you complete that, we'll move into our last little part of shared leadership. If you'd like to discuss with your partner sitting next to you, you can, or you can do it on your own. Okay, the important factors in team development. All right, let's move into our shared leadership portion, the last section of the morning. All right, shared leadership. Okay, so with shared leadership, as it says, is a crucial part of developing high-performance teams. And I'm going to be reading from your quick reference guide, the 3 bullet points in bold here. It says, shared leadership is the sharing of power and influence, with one person remaining in charge. Shared leadership often produces better organizational performance. Shared leadership is developed by being transparent, encouraging autonomy, and being open to others' ideas. Okay, being open to others' ideas. So as we close out your last activity, your last discussion, is going to be these two questions. Okay, what are some benefits of sharing the work of leadership? What are some benefits of sharing the work of leadership? So some benefits might include taking some things off your plate, decreasing your workload. Okay. Some benefits might include investing in the leadership qualities you see in others. Okay. What are some possible disadvantages of shared leadership? Okay. What are some possible disadvantages of shared leadership? Those of you who are managers, you know that if maybe your team missed the mark, usually you have to be the one to go to bat for your team, right? You have to be the one to defend them. Okay, so if you're sharing leadership, responsibilities, and the ball is dropped, as the manager, as a leader, you have to answer for that, right? You may even also get some team members mad at you. Well, why did you let them do it? Okay? I knew it should have been me. I've been wanting to do that. Or whatever other colorful things people will come up with, right? So take the time out to complete your last activity. Start with the benefits first. Sometimes we start with the negative. Let's start with the positive. Okay, and then we're going to finish with some possible disadvantages, and then we're going to go ahead and close. I definitely remember a time where I was sharing leadership, and I had to. I was dealing with control, right? No one could do it as good as I could. You know, no one was efficient as me. No one was as creative as me. This is all the stuff in my mind, right? And it just got to a point where it was so much and I was so overwhelmed. I'm just like, okay, you could do this, you could do this, you could do this. And they started and I was like, ooh, I just couldn't look. I had to just release control. They're like, how's this? I was like, oh, thank you so much. You know, and so I love that. Letting them tie their own shoes is great. And it can be hard for us to release control, especially as leaders. We may not even see those little spots where we can be a little overly controlling, which is actually hurting us in the end. So, thank you so much for sitting today with developing high-performance teams. I hope you learned something new. I know you were able to help someone. You had such enriching conversations. I can tell this room is full of wisdom. And I am rooting for you all. I'm rooting for you all. You guys seem like really, really awesome people. And City of Columbus is blessed to have you all. Welcome.